I'd see him sitting on that couch all day long, just staring at that Hollywood hogwash.
Our favorite show was Hollywood Hogwash.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Hollywood Hogwash. I'm Andrew Pisano along with Josh Reese, and guess who's back? Aaron Rosa.
Hey!
How is everyone doing? It's Christmas month, so no big movie came out this week, which means we're doing a classic Christmas movie this week. And we just watched one of my favorite Christmas movies from my childhood, all of our childhood, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Jingle All The Way.
Ouch.
This was
Still holds up as a
movie.
stupid Christmas movie.
The CGI was whack. But we'll
That's
get there.
the last thing I would complain about in a movie from 1996. The CGI? Well, the CGI doesn't really hold up today. Yeah,
it
no
doesn't
shit.
hold up at all.
No shit. That's your complaint?
At all.
That's your complaint from the movie?
Yeah, the acting was spot on.
You're such a dumbass. There's only one good performance in that movie, and we'll get to that later.
Was it Booster?
It was not Booster. No.
We'll get to a lot later.
Yeah, but it's one of those movies where it's just so bad it's good. Like a lot of Arnold movies.
Sure.
This was like his first really bad movie,
Well,
All right.
right?
We were kind of
Yes.
talking about it. This was like the beginning of the end
like
of Arnold
after,
Schwarzenegger.
like this is after T2. He made T2. He made True Lies, Eraser, and then Eraser came out in '96, and then this came out a few months after Eraser.
This was really it for Arnold, because up to this point, he had made Predator. He had made just blue chip action movie.
Yeah.
And then this, now we look back and it's like, the whole Arnold thing. This is this movie. That started.
I want to make a Christmas movie.
This movie is where that started.
well,
And
what isn't the movie immediately after this the Batman and Robin movie?
And the next one, well,
Yes.
that's next summer is Batman and Robin.
So, right, the beginning of the end.
Another movie we have to cover one day.
No, this would be an Aaron and Andrew movie only.
No.
Well, wait, I don't think Aaron's seen the whole movie, right? You haven't seen Batman and Robin all the way through.
I've seen like half of it, maybe.
Freeze, cool.
Ice,
I mean, God,
cold winter.
it'd be so much fun to recap that.
The Bat card.
The Bat card. Yeah, that's true. Anyways, we'll get to Jingle All The Way in a little bit. First, we have to talk some news and rumors, a.k.a. the Hollywood Hogwash. And there's more changes coming in the DCEU. Apparently, Man of Steel 2 has been stalled due to leadership changes in DC, as well as Wonder Woman 3 apparently is just straight up canceled.
That's fine.
That's fine. I mean, Wonder Woman 2 was complete dog shit. So, they're saying, that this could be the end of the Snyderverse, and we just had Henry Cavill, return as Superman.
Sure.
So is he just returning so that Black Adam can kill him, and then they'll just reboot Superman?
That's where I'm completely lost.
Because why are they stalled? Why would they put a hold on Man of Steel 2?
Dwayne Johnson made this whole thing about we cannot move this forward without Henry Cavill's
Right.
Superman. And now they're just going to wipe the slate of everything that...
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't understand where they're going with this.
I feel like they're not gonna wipe the slate clean with Henry Cavill, but we'll see.
It's interesting to kind of figure out where this direction is going. I think they're going to start releasing some plans pretty soon of where they're going to be going in this next 10 years.
I don't think they're
Didn't
gonna.
James Gunn say he was developing a 10-year plan?
I don't remember that. Did he say that?
I think I seen that he was developing a big plan
Yeah.
that it was supposed to be released sometime soon, or I guess some breadcrumbs were going to be coming out. And part of it was the stalling of the Man of Steel and also the Wonder Woman movie. I don't know. I think these are good signs for DC. That obviously the movies that were slated to come out weren't going to be up to par, so they're stopping them.
Well, they
before
weren't
they
even.
can...
Yeah, I mean, maybe there were scripts,
Yeah.
but
Right, because didn't Patty Jenkins say that she had her script for?
Well, okay,
Wonder
so
Woman?
that's what I was going to bring up next.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going to get rid of Henry Cavill. It'd be weird if he just comes back and they scrap all that, but we'll see. But according to the Wrap, Patty Jenkins, who wrote and directed Wonder Woman 1 and 2, again, the first one was good. Wonder Woman 2 was not. It was fucking terrible. She allegedly walked off Wonder Woman 3 after her ideas for the film were met with skepticism. And she allegedly sent an email to Warner Brothers co-CEO Michael DeLuca that ended with a link to the Wikipedia definition of character arc. This would all be, I mean, it is funny, but it would mean something if she wasn't horrible at her job, because what the fuck was Wonder Woman 2, Patty Jenkins? They obviously put their complete faith in you with that one, and that movie was fucking terrible.
I still haven't seen that movie.
And you never will.
Probably best. It's probably.
I mean,
best.
unless you're like someone like me, I'd be fascinated into like, wow, I want to just see how bad this movie is. I don't think you care about that.
I was one of those people where I loved the first one, and I heard so many people tell me awful things about the second one. I just still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a
there's
good thing.
unless you're just fascinated about how horrible the movie is, then there's really no need to see it. It was terrible.
But that's awesome that her big complaint was character arc. Like, what was the arc that Wonder Woman was telling, to be honest?
In the second one?
The first and
you
the
can't just make a wish. Wishes are bad.
I don't understand.
You have to let go.
I'm sure James Gunn saw the script and was like, no, we're not doing that.
The
at
moral of the
all."
story is you can't just reincarnate your dead boyfriend from 40 years ago. You just can't do it. Because then you're going to lose your powers, and he was in someone else's body. Why? Why did that happen? Why did that have to be the case?
It was such a strange movie. And I'm glad that it's not going forward. I hope they don't get rid of Gal Gadot. I love her. But,
see.
you know, it's just, I didn't have any hopes for Wonder Woman 3 at all.
I mean, get rid of Patty Jenkins. She did not do a good job. You don't deserve another chance. I mean, Jon Favreau did Iron Man 1, and everyone loved it. Then he did Iron Man 2, and everyone hated it. And then they got rid of him. They're like, well, no, you don't get to do anymore.
Yeah.
That second one sucked. And then they made an even worse Iron Man 3. But that's beside the point.
You're telling an awful story for Wonder Woman 3.
Yeah.
Harsh.
Wonder Woman 3 is going to be fucking
Terrible.
I mean, how could it be worse than... It can't be worse than 2. It's one of the worst superhero movies ever.
Yeah.
But this is funny because Warner Brothers announced that the Flash movie will now premiere a week earlier than the previously announced date of June 23rd. It's now coming out June 16th.
Yay.
Yeah, I don't understand why the movement. Did they say anything why?
No.
Say any reason?
I think you mispronounced the name of that movie. It should be Batman.
Batman. It should be.
Batman.
With the Flash?
Yeah. Batman Returns again. That's what it should be. Because that's the only reason anyone wants to see that movie is for Michael Keaton. But
So
yeah,
strange.
1 week early.
Starting to get a little nervous. We haven't had any Ezra news in a while. So,
No.
like, we got to make this movie come out a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
So when does that come out?
June 16th of next year. Yeah. As long as Ezra Miller doesn't murder anyone.
Am I the
crossed.
only one that's still kind of interested in seeing how much of a train wreck he might be?
In the movie or?
In the movie, yes.
Oh, yeah. How much of the movie is he even in? That's the
I mean,
real one.
he was fine in that role in the other movies. It's not like he was the worst part of those movies. But yeah, we'll see what happens there.
It should be pretty interesting.
Also, CNBC reports Warner Brothers Discovery is considering renaming HBO Max to just Max. I don't know that that's a smart move.
Nah.
Hey, do you have Max?
The whole thing with HBO is the name HBO.
Yeah,
Home
like
box office?
It's the name recognition.
It's a prestigious name. Of course, like, hey, you have HBO Max? Oh, okay, you could watch Game of Thrones. You could watch The Sopranos. You know,
Yeah.
you could watch Peacemaker.
And there's just so many movies that are associated with HBO. I don't know why you would want to get rid of the
I
HBO
don't
part of
think
Max.
it seems bogus, this report. I mean, maybe they're considering it, but that would be really stupid. Just because Discovery is also on HBO Max, no one gives a shit.
No.
No one gives a shit. People want to watch Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. You know, they want to watch the HBO shit, mostly.
Succession, The Righteous Gemstones.
Yes,
The
exactly.
Righteous Gemstones.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
Also, Variety reported that Black Adam will, at best, break even after its box office run is complete. They're even worried that it's going to lose money. However, Dwayne Johnson responded to this report by tweeting.
I'm not on steroids.
No, of course he wouldn't tweet. He tweeted, waited to confirm with financiers before I shared this excellent Black Adam news. Our film will profit between $52 and $72 million. At almost $400 million worldwide, we are building our new franchise step by step. First Captain America did $370 million.
That's
It was like, yeah, it was also way cheaper.
that's such a strange humble brag. Like,
Well,
and for a
it's-
movie, 40 million, is that what he said?
No, they made $400 million worldwide.
No. But how much profit?
52 to 72.
Yeah, 52 to 72. That's not a ton.
That's not good for a superhero movie.
No.
For a big blockbuster, no.
It's such a strange brag. Hey, we profited $1.95.
if you really want to brag about how much money your movie is making, maybe you don't take $1 billion as your salary because you're Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, this whole thing is just politicking after this report came out.
For sure.
The
trying to save
report's
some
probably
face.
accurate. Dwayne Johnson's is probably not.
You know, clearly it was one of the better movies DC has done.
It was not good. It was still not good.
It was not good, but
It
one
was
of the
like, okay.
one
at
of the
best.
better movies
It's
they've
average.
done of late, for sure.
That's because
But
they haven't done anything good.
of course,
Yeah.
But you know, it just these movies cost so much to make. Dwayne Johnson makes so much money. You know,
Yeah.
and there's not many people going to the movies these days.
But for that green screen prison that they filmed the entire movie in, I don't know why it cost so much money, honestly. But
Dwayne Johnson.
moving on, Margot Robbie recently told comicbook.com that she wants to have an on-screen romance between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Yeah. Yeah.
I had seen this. Apparently, she's a big fan of Harley Quinn
Yeah.
on HBO Max.
The cartoon.
The cartoon.
Where Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are in a relationship,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For God's sakes, I came!
Yeah.
But clearly Harley Quinn did in the show.
Maybe.
So
Who
yeah.
would they cast to play Poison Ivy opposite Margot Robbie? This is like fantasy casting right now.
Margot Robbie's sister.
Margot Robbie's sister.
Oh no, the girl from Amsterdam. She would be great.
Margot Robbie was in that, yeah.
No, the other one, the evil
Zoe
one.
Saldana?
No, the evil one from Amsterdam.
No, she's not famous enough.
She's not famous enough. She was
No.
great.
I would say Zoe Saldana, but she's in everything, but I wouldn't complain. I mean, if you have Margot Robbie and Zoe Saldana making out, it'd be pretty great.
It would be great.
Yeah.
But that would be great. I love the Harley Quinn animated series on HBO Max, and seeing it on a big screen would be really awesome.
I want to check it out at some point. Yeah.
It's R-rated.
This is also really cool news. So, Kevin Conroy passed away, a month or two ago. And this Suicide Squad game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, that is currently scheduled to come out on May 26th of next year. Turns out Kevin Conroy voiced Batman in the game. So we're going to get him one more time. They released a small video of like a cutscene in the game where Batman shows up and he's like, I am the knight. And everyone was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh shit, yeah, because in this game, they're probably gonna have to kill Batman, right?
I don't know that that's going to happen. Maybe. But apparently,
Interesting.
okay, I read that this game is also connected to the Arkham verse. So this is connected to Arkham Knight and Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, which That really excites me because that Gotham Knights game looked like garbage.
Right.
And they said it wasn't connected, but this one actually is. I'm very excited for this game. I'm this is the next big game that I'm buying. May 26th next year. Yeah, I'll be there.
That's amazing.
totally gonna play it.
Maybe the last Kevin Conroy
Yeah.
thing. So
His last performance.
That's great.
Yeah.
There's probably gonna be some collector edition type of things too.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll fucking mark out for that shit.
Same, probably.
Also director Todd Phillips posted the first image of Joker Folie à Deux on his Instagram. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But it's just a photo of Joaquin Phoenix getting a shave. So I guess that's in prison or in the mental institution that he's at. But that's it.
He still looks pretty ghastly.
My God, I mean, his body is just like, he's super thin. It's crazy. But yeah, that's all we have so far.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they finished the script too, right?
Well, they're filming.
They're filming now.
That's one of the screenshots from the film.
Oh, okay.
What did you think that was?
I thought that was concept art.
That's Joaquin Phoenix. That's him.
That was a picture.
It's not
Josh.
a drawing of him.
Yeah.
It's an image of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I said that. It's an image. First image.
Okay.
Also, Jackie Chan recently revealed that he is in talks for Rush Hour 4.
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
You didn't like Rush Hour 3, 2, or 1?
Rush Hour 3 sucked. Let's be honest.
They were fun.
Rush Hour 1 and 2 were good, but Rush Hour 3 was terrible. I don't think a fourth one is necessary, honestly.
I don't mind
And
it.
how old is Jackie Chan? 80? What the fuck is he gonna do?
He's not that old.
He's got to be like 70.
He's probably in his early 65, I bet. I bet he's not that old.
68.
Oh, see?
I said
It's not
70.
80.
I was
You said
closer.
80 first.
I win. So, I don't know that I want this.
You really?
I like the Rush Hour universe. I think it's
Universe?
funny. Yes.
Shut the fuck up. There's no universe, you
It's a
dipshit.
Rush Hour universe. That's what they're setting up in Rush Hour 4.
The RHU?
Yes.
So there's going to be spin-offs
Well,
of the other characters?
I wouldn't mind at all. No.
You need Chris Tucker back for a fifth time going,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what you need?
Don't ever touch a black man's radio. Yes.
You can't understand
Don't.
the words out of my mouth.
Don't
That's
say
what
that.
That's
All
what
they're
you
going
need
to
for the
do
fifth
is...
time.
That's right. All they're going to do is repeat those lines.
The same line.
There's not going to be any new joke. They're just going to be repeating those fucking lines. You go, oh, I remember those lines? And idiots like you
Are
gonna
going
go,
to fucking love it.
Bravo, it's
Yes.
a great movie. I'm buying the Blu-ray.
I will probably buy the steelbook. Yes, I
Yeah.
will.
Josh.
It's going to be great.
We all saw Rush Hour 1. That's it. That's enough.
It was fun. I loved them all. So the interesting thing that I think about this movie, so Brett Ratner directed all 3 of the movies.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of
canceled, right?
canceled.
Yeah.
So I wonder
did some
who's
stuff.
going to. Yeah, apparently he has sexually harassed 6 different ladies, including Aaron Rodgers' ex Olivia Munn and Natasha Henstridge.
Whatever.
Henstridge?
Natasha
Yeah.
Henstridge?
There you go. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't think we need another one of these.
No.
We definitely don't.
We really don't.
It's funny because Jackie made the announcement at the Red Sea International Film Festival in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Sure.
Come on, Jackie. Come to us. We have everything you need.
Financing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. Saudi princes got the
I wonder
money.
how many films were banned at that festival.
All of them. All of them.
Probably.
You don't have enough. You need at least 20 decapitations in the movie. You only have 1. What the fuck is this? What is this? A poor man who made this fucking film? You not murder enough women in this movie, you idiots. So yeah, what do you got there?
I just had one piece of information. I thought this was kind of interesting. Jackass star Bam Margera has been released from the hospital. For people who had seen earlier in the week, he was in the hospital and was on a ventilator. But according to TMZ, he was released on Saturday, and he posted a picture on Instagram saying, I'm out. Thank you to my family, friends, and for the love and support and prayers.
And why was he in the hospital?
He had a bout of pneumonia,
There you
pretty
go.
bad pneumonia, apparently.
How old
Yeah.
is Bam?
So
He's like 43.
Yeah.
That's pretty young for pneumonia to be having that bad of a reaction. But we know that hasn't been healthy for a very long time. He got kicked off of the Jackass 4 movie.
Right.
Which is really upsetting because he was always my favorite. He was always my favorite Jackass star. The way he tortured his parents was so fucking amazing.
Well, he was everybody's favorite.
Pretty much, yeah. So they were definitely missing him in Jackass Forever. Jackass 3 is my favorite one.
But I think we all look. I'm not trying to be dark, but I think we all knew Ryan Dunn, Bam's number 2. We all knew this. It's sad. None of us want to say it, but
I know. They said that he was having that.
And then Steve-O's number 3.
Well, he turned his life around a while back. He stopped doing drugs and all that. But no, they said that they were having interventions for Bam even before Ryan Dunn died. So like they said he was. I mean, it's one of those things. You're just like a kid making stupid videos, and then you get famous, and then you get all the drugs, and
Yeah.
a lot of problems, unfortunately, for Bam.
Yeah.
But we're rooting for him.
So congrats to Graham for getting out of the hospital. And yeah.
Did you
Graham?
say Graham?
Graham?
Bam.
Is that your nickname for him?
I think
Graham
it is.
Bam. Hey, Graham Bam.
Love
It's
you,
me.
Graham.
A gram of Bam.
It's me, Jay Reese. What?
Get better, Graham.
Jay Zizzle.
Get the fuck away from me.
Jay Zizzle.
Hey, shoot that guy. You got it. You got it, Graham Bam.
But I mean, he looks pretty rough.
Yeah, stop. I don't want to see any more of that.
Poor Bam. Is his dad still alive? I guess that's just.
He is, yeah. Uncle Vito died, though, like years ago.
Oh.
He was hilarious. He also got accused of, like, touching girls at the mall. But anyway. There's also some other sad news. Kirstie Alley passed away at the age of 71 after a short battle with colon cancer.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. She was smoking back in the day. I mean, it was a long time ago,
She really was.
but she was.
Like, if you're like a super Star Trek nerd, if you ever saw her in Star Trek 2, she was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Everyone
great.
talks about her on Cheers. And I don't really remember her on Cheers. That was before my time, of course. But my parents love Cheers. I just remember her from Look Who's Talking. That was one of my like childhood favorite.
Sure.
movies.
Yeah. We all liked that movie as a kid.
Oh, it was funny.
And then
her and John Travolta were hilarious.
We all saw that once and then forgot about it.
I probably saw it more than once as a child.
Hey, look who's talking. And then wasn't Bruce Willis one of the babies?
He was one of the babies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Was it Bruce Willis or John Travolta?
John Travolta
John
was
Travolta's
the
the love
dad,
interest.
but Bruce Willis was the baby's voice.
No, he wasn't. He was a dad of a different baby. Remember, they were split apart.
Yes, okay,
in the movie.
whatever.
Then they ended up finding love.
That's too much, Josh.
Yeah.
We don't need all that.
Yeah.
I will recite the
Please,
plot. I've
tell us-
seen it tons of times.
Please.
Tell us all about. Look
Tell
Who's
us all
Talking,
about
Josh.
Look Who's Talking.
Yes.
Which one's better, the first one or the second
Well,
one?
the first one's obviously better. You know, it's really good.
Excuse me.
Obviously.
How did they jump the shark in the second one? They
Well,
had too many babies talking?
It was the babies
Look
who
who's
actually
talking, too.
Exactly. It was terrible.
Wait, that baby's talking too?
Look who's talking again.
Wasn't Danny DeVito one of the babies too?
Hey, I'm a baby. I'm Danny DeVito. Jesus Christ, Josh.
R.I.P. Christy Kelly.
Who the fuck is that?
Christy Alley.
God damn
Christy
it, Josh.
Kelly?
Have some respect, Josh.
Christy Alley. I just
Jesus.
respected. I was telling him how much I love that movie.
Wait. What's her name?
Christy Alley.
Nope. Try again.
Christy Alley.
Try again. It's right there.
Nope.
Christy Alley.
Nope. Try again.
Christy Alley.
Nope.
And one more time.
What the fuck are we doing here? Christy
And
Alley.
For $1, serious this time.
That's what it says. Christy Alley.
And you don't get the $1.
What the fuck is happening?
That would be Kirstie Alley.
Let's
Josh.
spell it. C-I-R.
There's no C in there.
I mean K-I-R.
Oh.
Yeah, your idiocy rubs off on people.
Sure.
It's fucking contagious.
Okay.
K-I-R.
That's what I've been saying.
No, you
Christy
said-
Alley.
It's Kirsty. Kerr.
Kirsty.
Yeah, no,
Kirsty.
he'll never say it right.
Same thing.
All right.
Dyslexia.
Everyone knew exactly what I was saying. R.I.P.
Dyslexia is a real, R.I.P. to you.
Much love.
R.I.P.
Much
Josh.
R.I.P. to Josh and his battle with dyslexia. Dyslexia won.
Dyslexia always wins, buddy.
All right, that's What a horrible thing that happened to Kirstie Alley.
Kirstie.
Cursed.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mrs. Alley.
You got
Mrs.
R.I.P.
Was she
Alley.
married, Josh?
Who knows?
Okay.
All right, let's talk Jingle All The Way. Back to this. I actually, when this came out, they actually sold the Turbo Man doll.
Yep.
And I got one for Christmas.
Really?
Yes, I actually had one. Did you guys have it?
I didn't, but I remember it being a cool thing.
It was a pretty cool toy.
Yeah.
It did all the stuff that they advertised in the movie. It shot the things out of his hands.
Karate chops?
And then you could press the button, it's turbo time, and then you press it and the wings come out. And it was like a giant fucking doll. And like back then, they didn't make toys that big, like for kids. Like they were all like, you know, what you see on this table here pretty much. Like, but then you have this giant Turbo Man. And then I'm like, well, who do I fight with this? Because everyone else is like a fourth its size.
Midgets?
I didn't know exactly what to do. Well, that's who Turbo Man fights in the movie.
That's true.
So yeah, like the movie just opens cold with this the Turbo Man TV show, which is basically Power Rangers.
It did feel very Power Ranger-y like. Yeah.
I mean, they're fighting in the middle of the desert. It's a bunch of putties, like midget putties that he's fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I probably would have watched this show as a kid.
Probably.
Yeah.
And like the guy that plays Turbo Man is just like your average like white meathead, and he's terrible at it. But this show's pretty dark too, because the villain fucking throws the kid off the cliff. He's just like, "Hey, Turbo Man, fuck them kids."
Well, it's super dark. It's about the parents being divorced and the kids like.
No, I'm
oh.
talking about the show.
Well, I mean the
The
movie.
show
in
they're
general is
watching,
kinda
the
dark,
Turbo
too.
Man show, though. I'm talking
But
about.
yes, but the movie too.
Well, stay on point there, Josh. This is a kid show, and the bad guy straight up tries to murder a child. And then Turbo Man saves him, and then it's like, here you go, Mr. President. Of course, it's the president's child. And then we're introduced to Arnold's son, who is played by Alma!
I killed Star Wars.
Anakin Skywalker from Phantom Menace.
Blah.
This kid must have been the son of a major Hollywood producer.
The worst. The worst.
Because this kid is a terrible actor. I don't know how he got this role. How did he get the Star Wars role? This kid is such a bad, like one of the worst child actors I've ever seen in my life. I could say that now because he's an adult.
Well, Star Wars was after this, so some casting people in Star Wars saw this and went, "Yup, this kid."
Well,
George Lucas.
he
Yep.
was the only kid in Hollywood, apparently.
Ooh.
I don't know. But no, he was terrible. So then we meet Arnold, and he is a very successful mattress salesman, and he's just like, what's his name? Howard. He has like a very, just all-American name.
Langston.
And it's just like, no, like you're totally from Austria. Like you're this giant monster.
A giant ripped European.
Why are
man.
you acting like you're this normal guy who sells mattresses?
I'm Howard Langston.
Well, everyone is used to him by now, so now he's just a normal American.
They should have made it like, I can't ever be with Jamie because I'm always doing bodybuilding competitions, and I can't, Jamie. I have the Mr. Olympia next week. I can't be there.
That would have been too on the nose.
Yeah, you think? And he just keeps, every time he calls, you're my number one customer. And then he accidentally calls his wife number one customer. He's like, oh, fuck, Liz, I'm sorry. Maria. And she's like, Maria? No, forget it. Did you pay the maid? No, shit. But yeah, Arnold is just, he's Arnold. That's what he is in this movie. Like he is in all of his
In
movies.
every movie.
The best character is played by Phil Hartman. He's the best part of this movie. R.I.P. Phil Hartman. All the moms want to fuck Phil Hartman, because he makes them cookies and shit. And when they're at the karate recital, by the way, they're all like, oh no, they're baking him stuff. They're like, oh, look, we made you this. He's like, mm-hmm. So he's just like fucking them all. And the one he can't get is Liz, unfortunately.
I know, out of his league. It kind of reminds me.
Out of his league.
He reminds me of like what Ned Flanders is a little bit.
Basically, if Ned Flanders was like a cuck machine.
Right. Which, for all we know who he was in Simpsons, who knows?
Yeah. So Arnold decides to drive on the side of the road to skip traffic, and a motorcycle cop catches him. The motorcycle cop, here's the most unrealistic part of the film. The motorcycle cop was waiting in the traffic.
That's right. A guy was driving like an asshole, and suddenly there was a cop to stop the guy driving like an asshole.
Right.
When have you ever seen a cop waiting in traffic willingly?
And on a motorcycle bike too? That guy would have definitely driven off.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've seen a ton of them drive off on the side in a car.
The sidelines.
The sidelines of the road. You
Okay.
know?
So the cop is a real asshole. He makes Arnold recite the alphabet backwards, which that's harder than you think, by the way.
For a dyslexic person, it's impossible.
Yeah, well, not everything's about you. No. Arnold basically then breaks into the school. He's like, oh, I didn't. He busts into the gym. He's like, oh, I didn't make it. It's like, did you not notice the empty parking lot? Didn't notice the empty parking lot?
He parked in the front. He was hoping everybody parked in the back.
Uh-huh.
I think that was what he was thinking.
Maybe. And then he goes home, and Phil Hartman's putting lights up on his own fucking house. And as a man, right there, you have to beat the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting up my Christmas lights. You're telling my wife, like, I can't do it. Like, he's not man enough to do it.
To be fair, it was what? The day before Christmas? So, I mean, Arnold had plenty of time.
2 days, I guess, right?
Plenty of time.
Yeah, 2 days before Christmas. You have no decorations. They put up the tree 2 days before Christmas? What the fuck? Gee, I mean, my lights aren't up yet, but they'll be up like a couple weeks before Christmas is at least.
And Liz didn't bug him like every day. Howard, when are you going to put the lights up? I'm going to get the next door neighbor to do it.
She's always bitching at him. Mm-hmm. But what does she do? We'll get to that later.
She bakes cookies.
She bakes. Well, she starts to. Then Phil Hartman's like, I'll do that for you, Liz. Why don't you just get in the shower? But yeah, Arnold apologizes to Jamie. Come on, Jamie, I'm sorry. The fucking police officer was a dick. And then we see Jamie's drawing of his family. That was hilarious.
Jamie's room is pretty awesome.
Pretty cool.
It's got like, did it have Captain America or was it? I think it was Captain America on the wall. Like it was like a cutout. It was beautiful. Really awesome room.
Yeah, Josh is jealous.
I am jealous for sure.
Josh would like that room right now.
Yeah, can we paint that in my room?
Shut the fuck up. So yeah, Arnold's like, all right, I'll get you a toy. What do you want? And Jamie's like, oh no, I wrote Santa. He's like, no, I'll get you the toy. Fuck Santa. God damn it. And then they make up because he tells him he'll get him the Terrible Man, and they spin around the room and everything like that. And then he tells the wife, Liz, and Liz is like, oh, well, you got the doll, right? I told you to get the doll 2 weeks ago. It's like, well, Arnold, look, I know he's a workaholic, but I mean, the guy's busy selling mattresses over the phone. He sells mattresses over the phone.
I'm selling beds, honey.
He's selling box springs over the phone.
That's a job. That's a 1980s job.
Yeah, who sells
1990s,
mattresses over the phone? But nonetheless, what does she do? Isn't she a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah.
Can't she go get the fucking doll? He works 9 to 9 for all we know. Like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. selling mattresses. The guy's busy.
Right, clearly, because he's always missing Jamie's things.
Also,
he's always working.
To any kids watching this movie, let's go back a bit. Because Jamie says, I already told Santa what I want. And then Arnold's like, no, I'll do it. I'll get Turbo Man. He's like, okay, fine. But then the wife says, well, you bought the doll 2 weeks ago, right? Like, if you're a child watching this movie, that exposes, like, Santa's not real right there.
Yep.
Also, all the fucking presents in Phil Hartman's house are already under the tree.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? What is the kid supposed to think? Santa already came?
Also, the Turbo Man doll from Santa is wrapped in Turbo Man wrapping paper. under the tree days before Christmas.
Well, if you put any thought into it, clearly Santa has to work more than 1 day a week, 1 day a year.
No,
so he's
that's not what
delivering
you-
those presents.
No,
earlier.
kids don't think about that stuff.
Earlier.
No.
I'm doing next level thinking here.
No, you're not.
no,
Next level.
no, Josh.
Not at all.
I think so.
There's no level, actually. You're at level 0.
Level 2.
No, you'll never get there. But yeah, Phil Hartman even says, he's like, I put it under the tree. I put it safely under the tree. And it's been there for months. What? How does that make any sense? I don't know. Don't worry about it. So Phil Hartman also adopted a reindeer. And he says the reindeer are usually nice, but this one tries to bite Arnold's hand off. So this reindeer knows that Arnold is naughty. I guess it's a Santa reindeer. I don't know.
It could be. Half evil. Yeah.
And then he goes to a store, a toy store, and that's where we are introduced to Sinbad, who plays, I don't know. I don't remember his name.
Marlon? Marion?
Marilyn, something like that.
Yeah.
It's Sinbad. We're gonna call them Arnold and Sinbad, of course. So Sinbad goes on this rant about how like toy companies are evil, and it just sounds like bad Sinbad stand up, really. I mean, he's not wrong what he's saying, but he's just like bitching about toys and toy companies and
The commercialization of Christmas.
yeah. And then he just gets so mad, he just starts choking a woman. He's just like, God damn, he starts choking a woman.
Did I miss that?
Yeah.
I must have
It's
missed
such a
that.
weird moment. It's like, why is he choking a random woman? So they let the people in the store and it's an all-out brawl, but the Turbo Man dolls are sold out. So what are these people scrambling for?
Just leftover toys.
They said Turbo Man is the #1 toy. Like, it's what everyone wants. Like, when the Tickle Me Elmo came out, no one was running in the store trying to get something else.
Ernie's. Bunch of Ernie's.
Ernie's. So, yeah, it's an all-out brawl. And then we see Chris Parnell playing the worker who laughs at Arnold for asking for Turbo Man. And then Arnold and Sinbad fight in the store. And then Arnold chases a woman in a car because he sees the toy in her back seat.
And she drives off even quicker.
And it's kind of like a Terminator 2, like, you know, I mean, he wasn't the one chasing the car, but he was basically, you know, like the T-1000 chasing me. And now I'm chasing this lady. Come back with the doll. Then we just get a montage of people laughing in Arnold's face. And he gets so pissed off that he beats up a Turbo Man standee in front of horrified customers. They're just like, Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, Phil Hartman tells Arnold's wife, Liz, to go take a shower and I'll finish making the cookies. And he pretty much busts a nut, like taking her apron off. Like when he reaches around to take the apron off, he's like, oh. And then
what kind of trust this lady has?
she's
To take a shower with your random next door neighbor.
she's
in
a
your
little
house?
she's a little oblivious to what's
Yes,
going
for
on.
real.
How did Arnold let it get to this point? Like, clearly this guy
Well,
is
he's
trying to
working.
get in his household and cuck him.
9 to 9 every day. He doesn't know what Phil Hartman's doing.
Look, you try to sell mattresses, okay? You think it's so fucking easy? You got to tell everyone that they're your #1 customer, okay? You have to ignore your secretary who writes notes for you. You know, it's a tough business.
It's tough business.
You're my #1 customer. So then Arnold calls the house. Phil Hartman answers, and we have the best scene in the movie.
Merry Christmas, Langston residents.
Hi, Ted?
Howard! Hey, buddy! How's it going out there? Everything okay?
Yeah, fine. Ted, I need to speak to Liz. Could you get...
Oh, Howard, excuse me, but your wife's cookies are out of this world.
What Who told you you can eat my cookies?
I'm just helping Liz out a little in the kitchen. She's making up a storm here.
Ted, I need to speak to my wife. So could you get her on the phone, please?
I think she's in the shower, Howard. Do you want me to go check?
No!
No!
I mean, no, that's fine. On your way out, just tell her I will be a few minutes late, but you shouldn't worry.
Oh, she won't worry. I mean, I'm here and... Oh, these cookies! I gotta get the recipe from Liz.
Put that cookie down! Now!
You got the people at the phone booth staring. What the fuck is conversation is he having?
It's one of the all-time Arnold quotes. Put that cookie down now. So someone made this a long time ago. I've known about this for years. Every once in a while I watch this, but they made a remix of him saying "Put that cookie down." Here, let's watch.
Put that cookie, put that cookie, put that cookie, put that cookie.
I kind of like this.
Put that cookie down, cookie down,
It's amazing.
I think that's
It's amazing.
Let me see if it gets any crazier. Wait.
Amazing.
Wait, hold on. Let's see. We gotta see what happens. Stupid. He's coming out of the Turbo Man.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Are we finished now?
Oh my god.
That was great.
Oh my god.
I've never seen that.
Whenever I'm having a bad day,
Yeah, that instantly makes your day brighter.
put that cookie.
Oh, and just Phil Hartman going,
This is Phil Hartman in that scene. That's him. Those were fucking good cookies.
While
man.
eating a sugar cookie.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm gonna go fuck your wife while you look for a Turbo Man.
Put that cookie down.
All right, so we can move on now. So after
I don't
that,
know if I want to. That was lovely.
do we have to?
put that cookie. So Arnold hangs up the phone, and then some random guy just like runs up and yells, "They got a late delivery on Turbo Man!" He runs in his car. Why are you telling everyone? You know that this is scarce. You are trying to go get this toy. Why are you telling everyone? This guy is so excited he can't even hold it in.
Hey guys, I found one.
Yeah.
Not only that, he never told them exactly where it was. Hey guys, we found one. Where?
I don't know, yeah.
I don't know. We'll just follow that guy, I guess.
So Arnold backs his car into the cop's motorcycle and he gets another ticket.
How
This guy's his
small
arch enemy.
is this town where he runs into the same cop everywhere he goes?
Josh, it's Minneapolis. There's like
There's
100.
not 4 million people
There's
there?
like 100 people that live there. Come on.
Apparently.
So Arnold goes to Mall of America, and the store manager here was amazing. This guy is like one of those like, oh, I've seen him before, but you don't know his name.
Right.
He's one of those actors, and he's fucking great. He's like, we're gonna hand out the balls now. And he's like super evil for no reason. He's like, oh, by the way, the list price on Turbo Man just doubled. He's just like
Supply and demand.
he was one of my favorite performances in the film, even if he just has a few lines. So their awesome plan is to give out these super bouncy balls to everyone. So of course, another brawl breaks out. Arnold gets a ball, but Sinbad maces him. And then Arnold yells, he got 2! And then the people tackle Sinbad, and Sinbad yells, Rodney King!
Amazing.
And it might be the only actual funny part that Sinbad has in the movie. But that was actually pretty fucking funny.
That was funny.
So a little girl ends up with Arnold's ball. I should not say that.
Well,
a child finds the ball that Arnold originally had.
So yeah, so the ball flies
A child
away.
puts Arnold's ball in his mouth.
Oh Lord,
in
that's
their
even
mouth,
worse.
Right?
Even better.
That's
So
good.
the ball flies down that Sinbad Sinbad has down the escalator and, through whatever and ends up with a little girl. But, why didn't Arnold go back into the store where all the rest of the
Just
Super Bowl
beat up one of the other people.
He's like 10 times bigger than everybody else.
You could murder everyone, but he's always getting his ass kicked. Sinbad kicks his ass the entire movie.
The whole movie.
He is a giant of a man, Mr. Olympia, and he's constantly getting his ass kicked.
Well, to be fair,
By regular people.
By
Sinbad was
Sinbad.
pretty big himself.
Sure, but Sinbad was like fat and out of shape.
Sure. And he's dragging around his mail carrier letter stuff the whole movie.
He is.
The
He
whole
is.
movie.
So Arnold tries to get the ball from the kid, but then the moms beat him with their purses and they call him a pervert. And this is my second favorite line.
I'm not the pervert. I'm just looking for Turbo Man doll.
So fucking great. Then Jim Belushi, Santa Claus, tells Arnold that he has a Turbo Man doll, and the midget actor from Seinfeld, who plays the elf, shows Arnold basically.
That's right.
Yeah. He shows Arnold basically a hostage photo of him holding the toy
With a newspaper.
with a newspaper proving today's date. So they go to the evil Santa warehouse and they sell Arnold a Turbo Man doll for $300. But of course, it's in Spanish and it's broken. It just breaks apart.
Terrible.
They were able to get the doll, but not one that actually
It's put together.
is put together. It's just completely broken. So Arnold gets pissed. Belushi wants to fight, and Arnold says,
I'm not gonna hit the Santa Claus.
"It's like but you just said you're not the real Santa.
Sure.
Do you even believe in Santa Claus?"
Not only that, all the people he's fought before the movie, he's fought a mail carrier.
Yeah.
He's fought plenty of moms and dads.
I'm not going to hit a
probably.
Santa Claus. This guy just ripped you off. He's a scumbag. He like a Santa Claus.
And clearly these are evil Santa Clauses.
Evil Santas. So Belushi calls him a chicken. He does the chicken dance. So Arnold pulls his fake beard back and he goes flying. And then he just straight up starts beating up all the Santas, even though he said he wouldn't beat up the Santas.
Just said he wouldn't. Crazy.
But then we hear some footsteps. Well, Merry Christmas!
There's the big Santa.
It's the Big Santa Show. So Big Show from WWE, if you don't watch. Paul White. That's Paul White. He starts beating up Arnold, but then Mini-Me, literally the actor that Vern Troyer, R.I.P., who played Mini-Me like a year later.
Is he dead?
He died.
Oh,
Yeah, he died.
Sad.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He jumps on Arnold's back, and then Arnold ducks, and Big Show punches Mini-Me in the face, and he goes flying.
Like a laser.
And Big
Straight
Show
line.
is like mortified. He's like, little buddy. Look at Arnold's face. He could not be happier.
Can I just say, if you had told all of us when we were in our teens, there's going to be a movie scene with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Big Show, Mini-Me, and the guy from Seinfeld all in one
And Jim
scene.
Belushi.
And Jim Belushi. And they're all punching each other. Holy shit.
And this wasn't on SNL?
Yeah. So then the elf tases Arnold in the ass.
Yep.
And then Belushi yells, just like his brother did in Animal House. Like his brother yelled food fight. Belushi yells, dog pile!
Womp womp.
That was so fucking lame.
That was flat. That was a little bit
very
flat.
flat.
Go away, Jim Belushi.
So then the police show up and the elf yells, it's the Grinch! Which that was another like
That was good.
legit laugh that I had.
For
One of the few legit laughs I had in this movie. And then Arnold grabs a fake police badge and tells the cop, he's like,
Oh, you the lousy, you idiots! I've been working on this case for 3 years. You ruined everything.
it's like, what did they ruin? If anything, it took you 3 years?
Right? 3 years to crack this ring?
3 years for the fake toy bust? And what did they do? The cops busted and they arrested everyone. They got everything. Like they were successful.
You ruined it.
You idiots.
No, they're all here. We got them all.
No, they were looking for the supplier of Turbo Man.
Would have been so great if he went, I'm a cop, you idiot. What a perfect moment for that. But they buy it, and then he leaves, and then Arnold runs out of gas because he's just having the worst day ever. And then back at home, Jamie's asshole friend, he's like, oh, maybe your parents should get a divorce. Yeah, it'd be great.
So dark.
My dad was a piece of shit, and then we got divorced, and now he's cool because he's fucking all the moms.
Yeah.
He's gonna fuck your mom, too.
Really messed up.
So messed up.
That's
Fucking
amazing.
asshole. So Arnold talks to Jamie on the phone, and most of these lines are used for the Arnold prank calls because he's like,
Get your mother, please.
and then it's like,
Jamie, please. Why not?
like all of these are used for the Arnold. It's the Arnold soundboard. It's great because like it's perfect for when you're calling someone and you're just like, why not? Jamie, please. And they're like, Jamie, who the fuck is Jamie? I love those fucking. I love those prank calls
for sure.
So Arnold then tells Jamie, because Jamie's just like, well, you know, Turbo Man says always keep your promises if you want to keep your. He's like,
There's nothing up with the Turbo Man. I'm sick of Turbo Man.
Turbo Man isn't real.
A piece of shit. I fucking hate Turbo Man.
and then Jamie cries and he's like, you never keep your promises. Oh, and he hangs up on him. And then Liz sees that and she goes, damn you, Howard.
I'm gonna fuck Phil
I'm gonna
Hartman.
fuck Phil Hartman.
I'm gonna give him these cookies.
Oh, God. No one wants those. Only Tom Hanks. So Arnold and Sinbad, of course, end up at the same diner. Because, again, it's a very small town. There's one diner.
Very small
There's one
town.
toy store. There's one gas station. And there's one mailman for the entire town.
And one cop.
And one cop.
And again,
And-
seeing this movie as an adult, like he finally gets his way to this diner, and here's Sinbad,
Yeah.
and this guy's like, all right, and he offers him some of his booze
Yeah.
and his coffee. Like that's a cool move.
Right.
Like,
branching out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to be a cool guy.
Sinbad has tried to be his friend the entire show.
No, he pushed him first. Well, the first time they were like trying to
sure.
race to like get the toy, he pushed him.
Well,
Right.
he suggested a team up in the
He's
beginning,
always cheap shotting him.
but Arnold was like, "I don't want to team up," and that's when they went their way.
Right.
to the
He
first
broke
store.
his heart.
Right, but he didn't have to do this here, and he made like a hey man.
Yeah,
Right.
tried to reconcile.
So Sinbad tells a story about how his father didn't get him the toy he wanted for Christmas, and then Arnold relates that with his son. He's basically like,
If I don't get this toy for Jamie, he's gonna be a drunk mailman.
and we see Jamie like as Sinbad with the fucking flask
My
and everything.
kid's gonna be you.
Yeah. Here's to you, Dad. And then he drinks and he goes, ah.
Well, part of the
No,
story,
I'm not gonna let that happen to Jamie.
part of the story that Sinbad was telling was that he didn't get the doll, but his next door neighbor ended up getting the doll and becoming a millionaire.
That's right.
Is that right? I missed that.
So he became a millionaire because he got a toy as a child,
I got my toy, and I've got a mansion now.
and now he's just he's a mailman,
I missed
public
that.
servant. Yeah,
And his wife fucks everyone but him.
everyone at the mail store.
Paying alimony to a woman that sleeps with everyone at the at the place but me. It's like, this is a kid's movie? The fuck?
Yup.
He's drinking. It's like all alcohol, drinking, attempted murder on children, choking women.
Sure, yeah.
This is a kid's movie.
A bomb exploding.
Bombs. Then they hear on the radio, a radio show is offering a Turbo Man doll if you can call and name all of the reindeer. Now, as two people that worked as board operators, what a complete pain in the ass this is.
Oh, that would suck. So
You have to
many people
answer
calling.
phone calls and then people are reciting reindeer. Oof. Good God. You know what most board operators would do? Hello, yeah, you won.
You're the 16th.
Wait, I didn't give the reindeer.
call.
Yeah, you won. That's what I quickly learned in the radio business when we had to take call. And it's like, you're caller number 12. Most of them would just answer the phone and the first caller, it's like, hey, you're caller number 12.
I gave it to one or two, like your caller 3, caller 7, caller 10.
Yeah. But once you're in the business for a while, you get jaded and you just don't care.
Oh, for
and
sure,
really,
for sure.
you don't have time to be answering 12 phone calls. Sometimes,
No.
one time someone said the 99th caller when I was on the air, and I was like, go fuck yourself. I don't have time to answer 9. I have to play the weather. I have to play traffic. I have to play the commercial. I don't have time to be answering 99 phone calls.
And
And
you
this-
just pick up the phone and be like, yeah, you're number 99.
Yeah. I didn't have time to 99. They were just fucking with me.
And this was before the time where this guy was using 8-tracks and shit like that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine trying to do that while we were doing what we were
Exactly.
doing? Fuck at that.
So Arnold gets the payphone and he starts reciting the reindeer, but Sinbad pulls the cord. And then Arnold starts choking Sinbad. And then Sinbad, who pulled the phone out of the fucking wall, is yelling, 911, 911.
No, after he pulled the phone out of the wall and then fell backwards 5 feet onto a table with a disconnected phone. Hello?
911. So
I love it because the guy, the store owner, is like, guys, but the radio station's just 2 blocks away. He doesn't give a fuck about everything that's been broken in this.
You've ruined my store. This is my whole life savings. Yeah. Meanwhile, 2 blocks away, like someone called by then.
Oh my God,
Never
hold
saw
on.
the reindeer.
Hold on. So we have to go back to that diner for a second. While Sinbad is telling this terrible story about his childhood, that store, the guy's giving the coffee and stuff like that, looks at him like, damn, that's such a sad story.
He was moved.
Oh, that's right.
He was moved.
He was like, fuck.
Yeah, he was like, he was like,
that happened to my own children.
he was like, damn. That's fucked up. So then Arnold and Sinbad race to the radio station by lightly jogging. It was so weird. They're just like, like not sprinting or anything, but Sinbad's behind because his mailbag is too heavy. And he's reaching in and throwing mail. Just drop the bag at that point. If you don't care about this mail that you're throwing away, why would you care about the rest of it? So,
because the secret plan was coming up.
Yeah. So Arnold breaks into the radio station and just breaks into the studio and grabs the DJ and he's like, and the guy's like, oh God, help me. And of course, that's not how radio works, stupid. You have to call. You don't break into the fucking studio and do it. Then Sinbad takes a package out of his mailbag and claims it's a bomb. Ends up just being revealed to be a toy. And then the DJ tells them that he doesn't have the Turbo Man doll. He has a gift certificate. And they get more upset, obviously. Then the cops show up. And
This is a kid's movie, by the way.
kids movie.
Right.
Mail bomb.
Sinbad pulls out another package and claims it's a bomb. And the motorcycle cop is there. And he's like, put your gun down. I have a mail bomb. And he's like, okay. Puts his gun down. Arnold and Sinbad leave. Then the motorcycle cop says, ha. And they're like, oh, be careful. It's a bomb. He's like, I was on the bomb squad for 10 years. This isn't a bomb. Then why did you drop your gun?
Right.
Why did you drop your gun? If you knew he was bullshitting, why did you do that?
Out of precaution. Precaution.
So the cop grabs the package and he's like, this is nothing but a toy. And he opens. And then we see Arnold outside the building and we just hear.
Wiley Coyote.
And Arnold's like, ah. And then we see the cop and it was an Acme cartoon bomb.
I half expected like the cop's mouth to be on the back of his face, like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
And it was an Acme bomb. And then Sinbad, what did Sinbad say? He goes,
This
damn,
is a sick world we live in, sick people.
that was real?
Then Arnold goes back to his car, but someone scrapped it for parts just in the middle of Minneapolis.
Said Merry Christmas on it.
Merry Christmas. Fuck you. Arnold gets home and he sees Phil Hartman putting
My Christmas star on my Christmas tree.
So then he remembers what Phil Hartman said. It's safely on the right tree. So Arnold breaks into Phil's house. And again, all of the presents are under the tree, including the Turbo Man doll. And how does he know which one the Turbo Man doll is? Oh, it's the one in the Turbo Man wrapping paper, of course.
Oh, shit. That's right. Yeah.
So he steals it, but then he realizes that stealing from a kid is wrong. But then the reindeer sees him, and the reindeer's angry, and Arnold says, nice doggy.
Yep.
He sees the reindeer and says,
Oh, nice doggy.
They don't have reindeer
Nice.
in Austria. All they have are
Doggy.
dogs.
they don't have reindeer here.
1996.
We know what reindeer are. And he's not from Austria in this movie. He is from Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was born and raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
He just always had the accent.
Yeah.
What's Austria? What are you talking about? I'm number one customer.
So the reindeer chases him, and Arnold kicks something in the fireplace, and the fireplace is on for some reason. Like no one's supposed to be home.
Right. Phil Hartman is next door trying to fuck Rita Wilson.
Yeah.
And he's, left his fireplace on. He deserved what he got.
So Liz and Phil catch him, and she's pissed. And then Liz asks Phil Hartman to drive her and Jamie to the parade. And then Phil Hartman tells Arnold, "You can't bench press your way out of this one."
Like he's been bench pressing the entire
Which,
movie?
in terms of the movie, makes no sense. In real life, we know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
For sure.
But in the movie, he sells mattresses.
Right.
He's not bench pressing. What is he, bench pressing mattresses?
Not only this,
You can't bench press a mattress out of this one. What?
so
What are you talking about?
Phil Hartman's house was just on fire.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to go take her to the to the Christmas parade.
They also want you to think that Arnold is unathletic and like has a dad bod underneath all the clothes he's wearing. Because then later, when Liz sees him in the Turbo Man costume with the fake abs, she's like, Howard, oh, I could maybe fuck this guy. I don't know. It's like, what?
Well, clearly they haven't fucked in a long
He's the
time.
Hulk. So, yeah, where are we? So then the reindeer charges Arnold, and he's like,
You picked the wrong day.
and he uppercuts the reindeer, and then they zoom in on the reindeer, and the reindeer says, "Oh."
Beautiful.
We round this just to check.
The
and
reindeer
yes.
says, "Oh." And then Arnold makes up with the reindeer by giving him beer.
Yeah.
He's like, "What can they do?" And the reindeer's like, "Beer."
He can't say much more. His mouth is
It's been
fucked
great.
up.
So then Arnold takes a taxi to the Wintertainment parade. And the cab driver says, "Did you hear? Turbo Man's going to be there?"
Everyone in Minnesota is hyped up to see Turbo Man. Every single person.
Cab driver.
Hey, buddy.
Did you hear Turbo Man's going to be there? Oh my God, busted up, right? If I could suck one dick in my life, it'd be Turbo Man. You?
That's like in 1995 or 1996. People, you're going to a parade and like, hey, Tickle Me Elmo's going to be there.
Why would an adult
What?
care?
Tickle Me Elmo?
Why would a cab
I'm
driver?
excited.
Why would a cab driver who like hates his life give a shit about Turbo Man? So Phil Hartman finally makes the move on Liz, but she turns him down, covers him in eggnog, but she probably spiked. I hope she didn't take a sip.
Yeah, for real.
He definitely roofied that eggnog.
Definitely
You think so?
roofied.
Phil Hartman was.
Because before that,
way after.
the two kids who were what, 7, 8?
Yeah.
They're like, "Can we go to the parade alone
Phil
while you
Hartman's
park
like,
the car?"
get the fuck out of here. Jesus Christ.
Phil Hartman's like, "Well, maybe if I can finger your mom while you go, I'll
If
be
it's
there
okay
later."
with your mom, yeah.
He puts her head on his shoulder, and it's like he's almost trying to force her to fellate him.
Ooh, wow.
It was pretty rough. This is a kid's movie, by the way.
Kids movie. Still a kids movie.
But he gets covered in eggnog, which I think was a euphemism, like he came on himself.
Oh, Jesus. That was a euphemism.
Oh, no, I busted all over myself. Oh, shit. So then Arnold accidentally bumps into the motorcycle cop, and he only has, his hands were the only ones that were damaged in the bomb, from the bomb.
Because that's where he was holding the bomb.
Yeah.
He was holding the
But
bomb.
his face was like all blown up. So then Arnold runs away from him. He runs into a building, and everyone assumes he is the Turbo Man replacement actor.
Kind of looks like Turbo Man.
And apparently the other actor is brain dead. Yeah. He was like, well, they got some brain activity today. But it's like, yeah, because the suit malfunctioned. Mm-hmm. So they force the costume on him, and Arnold just keeps grunting. They're like, "Oh, here it is." He's like,
What's happening there?
Oh, what's going on? Please help me. I don't know what this is.
Jamie.
"It's obviously Turbo Man, you idiot. What the fuck do you think that is?" So Arnold comes out to the parade. He's Turbo Man. He can't believe where he is or what's going on. And his son's all excited. And then he gets to pick a kid to give the Turbo Man doll to. And of course he yells, "Jamie!" And Jamie's like, "He knows my name." And so Arnold gives his son the Turbo Man doll. But then Sinbad beats up the actor that's going to play the villain. And he puts on the costume, and he shows up, and he wants the doll. And Sinbad even uppercuts Booster off the float. And he goes, "Nobody likes you, Booster." He uppercuts Booster. He flies off the float to the street.
Wait.
Yeah?
He uppercuts Booster, and then like 10 kids come in
Right.
and beat the shit
There's
out
10
of him.
children
We don't like you.
beat
Fuck
the
you, Booster.
shit out of Booster. Pretty sure they murdered him.
What the fuck did Booster ever do? Come
No one
on,
likes
he's not
Booster.
terrible.
No one wants Booster.
He didn't do anything when the president and son needed saving earlier.
It's true. So then Sinbad says, "Ta-ta, turtle man." And that's just the level of comedy. That's just the level of writing we're going with.
Come on.
Ta-ta, turtle man.
It's hilarious.
And he hits Arnold with the flying fist that actually works. He has a flying fist that actually works.
Came back in his hand. Yeah, amazing.
Then
Should've used
Arnold
it more often.
shoots the discs out of his suit, knocks Sinbad down.
Killed multiple children because those, stars were flying off in all directions.
Maybe. Then Jamie kicks Sinbad in the nuts, and he runs away with the toy. Sinbad chases Jamie to the top of the building. Meanwhile, the midgets grab Arnold like, hey, remember the choreography? But then Arnold is legit struggling. It's like, well, if you're fake fighting, why are the midgets giving you a problem? Why are they giving you a problem anyway? You're Turbo Man. You're the Terminator. What the fuck?
He's 6'5", and these guys are 3 feet.
He beats up the midgets eventually, and he sees Jamie and Sinbad. They're on top of a building, and he doesn't know what to do. Then the woman news reporter says, "Fly, Turbo Man! Use your jetpack!" And he's like, "Oh yeah!" He yells, "It's turbo time!" The jetpack works, and he flies to space. Did Tony Stark make these suits?
Well, clearly he was supposed to be Iron Man, but they didn't get Iron Man for the rights.
Fucking
Right?
jetpack that works. He flies to space. And then he goes up to space. The jetpack starts working. It stops. He goes, "Ah!" He just falls. And then the next 5 minutes is just, "Ah!" If you're listening to the movie only, all you hear is, "Ah!" It's like Total Recall when he's gasping for air at the end. He flies through a family's dining room as they're trying to eat dinner.
What I want to know is how much collateral damage did Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger cause throughout the day?
Oh, hundreds of thousands.
Tons, right? They destroyed a radio station. They fucking did so much damage at a mall and store and here. I mean, so much damage throughout the city. The news coverage was massive after this.
Yeah.
Madman rages through parade.
Right. So then Arnold throws the boomerang and knocks Sinbad off the tree that him and his son are hanging from. It's like 1,000 feet high. Sinbad just falls onto some shit.
Right, because right before this, Rita Wilson tries to stop. "That's my son." The cop comes and says, "Hey, this was all part of the show."
Oh, he's doing a great job.
Did
He's
they
doing a
really-
great job dangling from that tree.
Did they really think this was part of the show?
So then Jamie starts falling to his death, but Arnold flies and catches him. And then they cut to Liz, Jamie's mom, and she barely gives a shit. Jamie's falling to his death. This is your child. Arnold saves him barely, and she's like, "Whew, woof, that was a close one. I almost had to bury my son on Christmas. Yikes!"
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would have been a much darker ending.
No shit. She barely cared. She's probably thinking about Phil Hartman.
Well, she was still under the roofie.
Maybe. Ooh, Liz, why are you passed out? So Arnold finally takes off his helmet, which covered none of his face, by the way. He's wearing see-through sunglasses.
It's just like visors.
No one knows who he is. And then Jamie's like, "Dad?" And then Phil Hartman comes back, and his son's like, "Oh, Jamie's dad is Turbo Man." He's like, "Let's get out of here." Runs away. Then the cop thanks Turbo Man and tells him, "We could use someone like you on the force." And then Arnold turns around, and the cop can't believe it. He's in shock.
Doesn't once say you're under
as
arrest.
Sinbad is like getting taken away, Jamie gives Sinbad the Turbo Man doll for his son, who, let's be honest, probably doesn't even exist.
Probably not.
You know, we heard that Sinbad had a son. He said he had a son. We never saw this son.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's what the fuck is his name?
Is a figment of
From
his
Planes,
imagination.
Trains, and Automobiles.
He's trying to sell it on eBay.
He's no like what's his name from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Oh yeah, Dell.
Yeah,
John Candy.
John Candy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I gotta go see my wife. Like his son's been dead
Right.
for years.
Right. Oh god.
I gotta get this for my son.
Not only that, so he's giving him the Turbo Man doll that he can take to prison. Which
prison.
I imagine that he's going.
Well, the cops will be nice. They'll be like, send this to his son. And of course, Arnold asks Jamie, he's like, I thought you wanted that doll more than anything. And Jamie says, why would I want the doll? I got the real Turbo Man at home. And they cheer Arnold, who really learned nothing throughout this whole process.
No.
Like, he did not learn his lesson. He was a shithead the entire movie. And he just lucked out at the end of the day.
Because the lesson was that Jamie just wanted to spend time with his dad.
Yeah.
And Arnold did everything in his impossible that he could to get out of it.
Exactly. So they cheer Arnold, and then Jamie yells, "That's my dad!" And we got to the credits, but we do have a post-credit scene because this is the Turbo Man universe they were building for the future.
Is it Sinbad and his family?
No,
Oh, okay.
there is no family.
The TBU.
The TBU. Yeah. They should have had an extra scene where Sinbad's and Janie's like, go! And he still has the doll. He's like, you gotta take this to my son. They're like, you don't have a son. You're fucking crazy. You're not even a mailman. You murdered that guy and stole his shit. You're homeless.
That is a much darker film.
Yeah, it's like a big twist.
Where's the fanfic on that?
Yeah, right. So we get a post-credit scene where Arnold puts the star on the tree. It's like, what is it, Christmas night now at this point?
Finally putting the star on the tree.
You should have just let Phil Hartman do it.
So, Howard, Christmas is over. So he puts the star on the tree, and then Liz is like, you went through all this trouble just to get Jamie his Turbo Man doll. So what did you get me? And then the camera like quickly zooms in on Arnold's face, and he's like,
Ah! I didn't learn anything. He's like, I got you nothing, bitch.
I got you a booster.
she's like, no one likes Booster. So apparently that was to set up a sequel where it's like, what is it? It's the same day.
Was that really to set up a sequel?
I mean, possibly. Could you imagine?
That would be amazing. How many movies?
Sinbad breaks out of jail.
Oh, right. Oh, no, it's Sinbad's wife.
Sinbad's wife. That doesn't exist. Yeah. So that's
This was
the
a
movie.
fun movie. A fun movie.
This movie hit me on a whole different level now because when I saw it when I was a teenager or whatever, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. But
Yeah.
now I saw it as what it was. This is the movie that killed Arnold.
Pretty much.
Like before this, he was the Terminator. He was Total Recall.
golden.
He was Predator.
True Lies.
And then this was the movie that started that we all laugh at him now for.
He was a caricature of himself
Yes.
in this
I
movie.
mean, he did that in Total Recall, though. He did. Total Recall is all.
Yes, but amazing movie still. This is the movie that killed him.
Yeah.
And it just made me so sad.
Well,
watching
it
now.
was this and all the subsequent movies after this. I mean, it
Yeah, but
didn't,
this started
didn't
it.
help that Batman
This-
and Robin was
this-
immediately afterwards.
this
started
was the
it.
beginning of the end.
Yes, for sure.
This was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eraser was his last good movie,
Yeah.
and that was right before this.
Yeah. I mean, nothing after. Like, not even in the 2000s.
I mean, unless you think some of the
Like,
Terminator
the
movies
Sixth
are.
Day was. I mean,
I never saw that.
Was that the one where he was battling Satan?
no.
Because
That
wasn't
was
it
End of Days.
End of Days.
wasn't it Eraser and then this and then the Batman and Robin movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Sixth Day was like years later, but
And
I
that's
mean, it
it.
was. Sixth Day was like a silly clone movie, but it
Sixth
was.
Day and then End of Days.
pretty
but,
good.
But and then there was Collateral Damage, but by that point it was over.
Collateral Damage wasn't. I mean, that was okay as well, but yeah, I guess so. Sixth Day, Collateral Damage, Terminator 3, which was not very good. Expendables 2, but he wasn't the star. He wasn't the star. You know, he was like in a couple scenes. Terminator Genesis, all these fucking Terminator remakes.
How has he not been at Fast and Furious movie?
Can
to
we-
be honest?
Can we please do Expendables 2 on one of these?
We can, yeah.
Oh
Expendables 2 was great. So yeah, I mean, 10 out of 10, right?
For a silly movie that you want to watch during Christmas, yeah, you can't do much better than this.
For a kids movie, yeah. I mean, your kids will like it. I'll probably show Leo one day. I should show Leo this. Watch it with him.
I would say 10 out of 10 for a Schwarzenegger Christmas movie, but
It's like a 4 out of 10, really.
Is this a Martin Scorsese classic? Probably not.
Nah. Martin Scorsese was originally attached to direct.
Was he really?
No, of course not.
Josh.
I don't know. You had facts you were going to next.
I do have some facts. It actually has to do kind of with Scorsese. Apparently, they originally wanted Joe Pesci to play the Sinbad role, but he was deemed too short next to Arnold, which is like, well, didn't you see Junior? DeVito and Arnold worked out great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but he didn't fight Danny DeVito.
Well, I mean, could you imagine
Yeah,
Joe
but
Pesci?
Joe Pesci was coming off. I mean, this is like after Goodfellas, where he's just like a crazy stone cold killer.
Oh, he'd have some good one-liners.
Well, right, but Pesci also got his ass kicked by a child in Home Alone, so...
Oh, that's
Well,
right.
this is a goofy movie, though. Arnold gets his ass kicked this whole movie.
Right, but by Joe Pesci?
Yeah. Sure. It would have been better. It would have been better with Joe Pesci than Sinbad.
That would have been
Could you imagine Joe Pesci doing that rant about the toy company?
Joe Pesci kicking the shit out of Schwarzenegger.
I think that rant was more like suited for Pesci. That whole thing. But they also apparently considered Daniel Stern for the Sinbad role, but they also was like, well, it's too similar to Home Alone. It's basically doing the same thing.
Are you serious? Both of them were... Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Just going through the Home Alone
Right.
Makes
cast?
sense when it's the same director.
Right.
The little boy was actually supposed to be Kevin McAllister.
Also, did you notice that the guy that played the Booster, like the actor that was playing Booster at the end,
Yeah, who was he?
sounded like Gilbert Gottfried? Like he was like,
Yeah.
No, that was Booger from the...
yes,
Yeah.
I know. But when he was like, hey, Turbo Man, like he was like talking like he was Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, that's just his voice. That's
But
how
also,
he is.
well, according to this, it says they wanted Gilbert Gottfried. They couldn't get him. So the director told Booger, hey, do a Gilbert Gottfried impression.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
funny. That's good.
That's awesome.
good.
It also says, this one's really stupid. Turbo Man was originally going to be called Turbo Tom. I'm Turbo Tom. It's pretty lame.
Yeah, they did a much better one. Much better.
Then in 2001, a high school biology teacher sued 20th Century Fox, claiming they ripped off his script and didn't pay him. He apparently sent in the script to 20th Century Fox. They didn't pay him, and they were like, let's just do our own. He originally won the case, but then the studio appealed, and the verdict was reversed.
Oh, wow.
But apparently they found 18 similarities, and the title for his movie was I think it was like, This is Christmas? Or Could This Be Christmas? It was something like that.
Interesting.
But apparently it was like the same thing. They were looking for a toy that couldn't be found.
So always squashing the little man.
But it got reversed. He didn't end up getting the money.
So this would be like if South Park ever did an episode where Mr. Hanky was a football player, and I could sue because I sent them a script of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. As soon as they do it, Josh.
As soon as they do it, I'm going to be on the lookout now.
Uh-huh. All right. I don't know what the fuck Josh is talking about. Let's do fan questions. Alan Kimmett says, do you both have a top 5 Christmas movie list? Gosh, I don't even know what my number 1 would be.
Well, man, this is easy.
Huh?
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Yeah, that's probably it.
Right.
It's a Wonderful Life.
No,
Yeah,
Josh.
that's Josh's pick.
No, Josh.
That's the number 1 movie of all time.
No, it's the top 5, and it's Christmas Vacation, and then the other 4, you've got Home Alone,
Home Alone, yeah.
you've got Elf,
All right.
you've got somebody else.
Violent Night. We
Violent
just saw that last week. It was awesome.
Jingle All the Way.
I haven't seen it yet. Was it good?
It was great.
Die Hard. Yeah.
What was the Goldberg one? Santa's Sleigh, starring Goldberg. That was good.
Oh yeah, didn't he kill James Caan in that?
And yeah, James Caan, Fran Drescher, Chris Kattan.
Oh,
it's the best
Lord.
opening scene ever.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, if we had more time, we'd maybe do a full list. But Josh DeStefano, have either of you seen 8-Bit Christmas? It's a great little Christmas movie with a lot of 80s nostalgia. No.
Sounds
maybe
good.
we'll check it out.
Yeah.
I've got that on my queue. I've heard it's good.
8-Bit Christmas.
Is it new?
No, it came out last year.
Oh, so relatively new.
Yeah.
Tim says, put that cookie down, Josh. So there you go. Put that cookie down.
But it was hilarious. Please make sure to go back to what we were doing earlier.
Push Mikey to Crikey, Push Fireberry, the movie and the sequel. So like combined. Kill Bill 1. You don't have to write it down.
Okay.
Kill Bill 1 and 2, Major League 1 and 2, and Back to the Future 1 and 2.
Push Back to the Future 1 and 2.
See, Major League 2 is so bad that you have to kill that whole. You have to fire that. Because Major League 2 is awful. I would push Kill Bill 1 and 2, bury Back to the Future 1 and 2, but both are great.
Major League 1 is the best of all those movies.
It is, but
Yeah,
you still
no,
had the sequel.
I know,
Major
it's
League
crazy.
2 is
a
so
train
bad.
wreck.
Major League 2 is the worst of all these movies.
Yes.
Yes.
That's insane.
All these other movies are great.
That's a good Push Fire Bear, to be honest.
Yeah. Omar, put that cookie down. Greatest Christmas movie of all time. Last year I was at Walmart and they were actually selling Turbo Man action figures. Hopefully they'll do it again this year. Can we do a top 5 favorite Christmas movies that aren't technically Christmas movies?
Die Hard.
Like Die Hard or something?
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Die Hard 1 and 2.
Well, what are well? Wait, what would be a list of Christmas movies that aren't technically Christmas movies?
don't know. I'm trying to
Aside from
think.
Die Hard,
Right. I don't know.
because I mean that's like the one.
Just any movie that like that's
Filmed
like,
around Christmas.
Yeah, like filmed around Christmas, but really has nothing to do with it. I mean, there's Batman Returns is technically Christmas time.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Shit. Well, that's in there.
There you go.
So Die Hard 1, Batman Returns 2.
Batman
it.
Returns, yeah. I don't know.
Lethal Weapon.
Was that around Christmas?
Shit,
That
that's
was-
right.
that was
The
around
first
Christmas.
Lethal Weapon is at Christmas time. That's right.
Yeah.
That was like a popular thing to do back then.
Film movies during
Like
Yeah, like
film.
action movies at Christmas. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
it's Christmas. You gonna make it home?
Yeah, Mel Gibson did that scene where he was trying to do that coke deal in the Christmas trees.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Christmas tree farm. That's right. That's right. I forgot about that until you brought that up.
Yeah. The Rizzler. My kids watched Home Alone on repeat. Of that entire house of death traps, if you had to take one, which would it be? Hot tar steps and stepping on a nail. Fuck that.
Nope.
Smoked in the face with those paint cans while walking up the steps. I'd take that over the hot tar and the nail.
Do that.
Top of your head torched. No. Face full of silicone and then feathered.
I'd do that.
Yeah, that's easy.
Or the absolute worst, tarantula on your face.
Oh, that would be the least.
Well, no,
favorite.
because once you get the spider off, you're fine. That's the one you take.
Yeah.
But a
But
tarantula.
what if it's a poisonous one?
Well, no, tarantulas aren't poisonous.
There's
but they
not
just have
poisonous
fangs.
tarantulas.
They
What
just
if
have
they put
fangs.
poison in it?
It's
Oh, that's the one I would do the
Well,
least.
then I guess the tarantula is the most obvious choice.
yeah.
Fuck that. I'll do the name.
Steven with a V, will you be doing end of the year movie awards? Yeah, we did it last year, right?
I think we have to.
We'll do it early January. It'd be great to get the whole gang together. Also, wondering if Josh could recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I remember doing this every Monday morning in school.
I pledge allegiance to the American flag.
No,
Nope.
no.
Already wrong.
What was that? 4 words?
I just
Fucked
did this
up.
I just did this with my son earlier.
All right, keep going. Let's see how much he gets. Let's see how
Okay,
much.
let's-
Go ahead.
That
Keep
was
going.
where I was in.
No, go. Come on.
I pledge allegiance to the American flag, for
Nope.
which it stands for this republic.
Oh my! You just skipped to the end. I pledge allegiance to the American flag, for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for justice and for all.
Was that it?
No.
Oh fuck. Well, what was it, Aaron?
All right, we don't need to recite the actual one because that's not funny, Josh.
Well, now I'm
you
curious.
fucking up.
I'm
You can look it
curious
up
now.
later.
I want to look it up right now.
Pop culture junkie. What toy for either
That's
yourself
fucked up.
or your child would you have gone through all this trouble for?
I don't have any children, so for myself though,
Yeah, for yourself because you're so obsessed.
none
with
because
yourself.
I don't collect toys. Go ahead, fathers.
I don't know.
I don't know. Last year was pretty tough to get a Switch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. Like a PS5 the last 2 Christmases. Steven Kochanowski, what was your favorite childhood Christmas present? I think for me it was getting the PlayStation 1 I was stoked about. I wanted it. My parents said, you're not going to get it for Christmas. I was like, fuck, that sucks. And then they surprised me with the PlayStation,
I got the
the
same.
original one.
Yeah, I got the same thing with the Super Nintendo.
Nice.
It's like, I don't know. And
They were
then there
like-
was the Super Nintendo.
They were like, no, you can't.
Yep.
You can't have it.
I got a pair of roller skates. I thought was pretty tits, but
Roller skates.
roller skates.
roller blades. Excuse me, blades.
That's not better, Josh.
Blades.
Yeah. Roll up Carnosaur. So this may be holding out hope that there was a purpose behind She-Hulk. God damn it. But I looked up
She-Hulk.
some Easter egg type things and saw that the only other character to look at the camera was her lawyer best friend. In that scene, she was wearing earrings with the same emblem as Agatha in WandaVision. Could her best friend be the villain? Could she have been tipping off to Titania? The whole I don't care. Roll up Carnosaur.
That's way too many. That's way too much of a deep dive into She-Hulk.
Here's a good
Way
one.
too much of a deep dive.
Carlos Ramirez, how did you find out Santa Claus doesn't exist?
Oh, shit. I still remember.
Go ahead.
Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I woke up and my dad was putting presents under the tree. I was like, "Why are you awake? It's 3 a.m."
Oh, that's rough.
Why
Yeah.
were you awake?
I had to go take a piss or something like that. I was a little
A
kid.
piss? And the toilet's right by the Christmas tree?
No, because it's in the living room, and the door to my room. It doesn't matter. I could see it. I could see him putting Christmas presents in. The lights were on. It was crazy.
How old were you?
I don't know, 8 or 9.
That's a tough way to find out. I was in first grade. and
Holy
I,
shit, that's early.
I was in first grade and I was still full blast Santa.
Yeah.
And my best friend was like, "Yeah, so my parents told me that Santa isn't real." And I was like, "What?"
What? That's
And I-
such horse shit. You're fucking up everyone else's kids.
So I came home and I grilled my mom about it. I was like, "What the fuck? There's no Santa?" And she was like, "Well, if you don't believe in Santa, you're not getting presents this year." So I got one last year because like shit. I guess.
Was this during Christmas time?
What's yours?
What? Wait, was this during
Probably.
Christmas time? Right?
Yeah, it was during December.
Of course.
Okay.
Why
Yeah.
would it?
I don't know.
So
what's yours?
mine, I was in like, I think 4th grade. So whatever age that is, 8, 9. And one of my classmates was like, "Hey, yeah, he was like, some other kid told me that Santa Claus isn't real. None of it's real." He goes, "Look at the bottom of the toys. It says made in China." So this was after Christmas, maybe like early January when we came back. I got, the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey. I got the Mask's like car and the mask for Chris, like at the toy. I grabbed the car and I like slowly turned it, and then I was like, and then sure enough, it said made in China, and I was like, what? No! So right then I knew, and I didn't tell my parents for years.
Really? Wait. So according to your parents, when did you stop believing in Santa?
It was like a couple years later.
Okay.
So like middle school, they thought you believed in Santa
I was like in 6th grade.
Middle school.
No, maybe it was just a year. I don't know. It felt like I held it for a while and didn't tell them because I felt guilty. Imagine that. I felt guilty. I wasn't the one lying.
Right.
So I told Dominic, because Dominic was like in high school at the time. I was like, "Hey, I know Santa's not real. Don't tell mom and dad." And then, brothers, we're at the dinner table one night and Dominic just says, he's 8 years older than me. Dominic says, "Hey guys, mom and dad, Andrew knows Santa Claus isn't real." So I burst into tears. I go behind Dominic and I pull him from behind off the chair and just pounce on him. I'm just punching him and punching him and punching him. I'm like, no. Because, me and Dominic fought a lot. So I was so pissed off that he betrayed me like that.
God.
I was like, "You piece of shit, you piece of..." And then, like, after that, it was, the cat was out of the bag.
That's amazing.
I just love it how Andrew slowly turned the toy over and goes, "Made in China." That's where Santa's workshop is? In China?
Oh, well, yeah.
That's amazing.
It doesn't say made in the North Pole with a Santa stamp on it. So, yeah, there you go. All
good.
traumatic. That's why it's like, why do we still do this? I feel bad lying.
I'm telling you.
And all the way, and again, Santa gets the credit. I fucking bought these presents. He'll know one day. He's starting to be a little suspicious. Andy Piccone, you can only punch one character in the face. Phil Hartman's character from Jingle All The Way. Hans Gruber from Die Hard. Or the neighbors from Christmas Vacation.
Neighbors from
Hartman.
Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Phil Hartman.
The fucking guy.
Oh yeah. Julie Louis-Dreyfus from Christmas Vacation. Are you kidding me?
Well, her boyfriend even more so.
Well, yeah.
He's a douchebag. For
Why is
sure,
the
him.
floor wet, Todd?
I don't know, Margot.
Margot.
I don't know, Margot.
Amazing.
That was good. Brian, question for Josh. You get to have Nia Jax for a year, but you have to face Conor McGregor in the octagon for 10 minutes. I don't think Josh is going to last 10 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
So does Conor just beat you for 10 minutes? You'll be dead.
Yeah, that would but I'd get to have her afterwards in the after. I guess.
But you'll be brain dead.
I don't know. Maybe he'd get tired. I don't know. Yeah, but I'd totally do that for sure. Yeah. I'd run around from him for a while.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because you're going to run away from him.
Yeah.
In the octagon, Josh.
I'll cover myself
Yeah,
with
'cause
grease.
you're faster.
And every time he tries to grab me, like I slip out of his hands.
Yeah,
I've
totally.
got plans. I've got plans.
Josh, he's not going to grab you. He's going to punch you in the fucking jaw.
Yeah, and if you punch
And you're going to...
whoop.
You're going to plop.
Yeah.
You're going to fucking plop.
I've got plans. I can make this happen.
Well, no, before the fight, Josh will be like squatting there, getting ready for the fight.
I'll pounce.
Bill Cummings actually saw this the other day, genuinely laughed out loud when Arnie knocked the reindeer out. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Oh.
Jonathan Ramos, if I could recommend a flick to watch, it'd be The Menu with Ralph Fiennes and Anna Taylor-Joy, a great black comedy taking the piss out of celebrity chef fascination, cooks, and people into it. And for Josh's sake, it isn't a horror movie.
I have heard people say that The Menu is good.
Yeah, I've heard good
There's-
things.
There's
Yeah,
so many
maybe we'll see
movies
it.
to watch, guys.
Rampager, worst Christmas movie.
Ooh.
I don't know. Worst Christmas movie? Can't think of anything too bad. I don't know.
No,
one.
I've got one.
Yeah.
There was a movie in the 80s. I think it was Santa Claus the movie. And like in the first 5 minutes, Santa Claus dies in a snowstorm. It's like, what?
Isn't
Cool.
that the Tim Allen one?
He doesn't die in a snowstorm.
No, but
no, Josh.
Santa Claus dies and then Tim
Josh.
Allen becomes Santa Claus.
Josh.
Yeah.
No, Josh. No.
Which movie was that?
No, that was The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
This
Santa
is
Claus
Santa
one.
Claus the movie.
Well, I didn't
totally
like
different movie.
I didn't like the Santa Claus. I
don't
that
think
one's
anybody's
terrible.
seen this movie, but it's like the first 5 minutes, Santa Claus dies. Pretty great.
Chet Von Chetsky, one of my favorite movies. Watch it every year with the first two Home Alones and Christmas Vacation. Phil Hartman gives an all-time performance. Hashtag push Josh.
I love these cookies.
All these cookies.
All these cookies.
Bust a nut. All right,
I'm gonna
that is
have
all.
to ask her for the recipe.
It's her pussy. All right, that's all for fan questions. So, yeah. Thank you again. And make sure you subscribe to our podcast wherever you're viewing us. We got exclusive videos on the YouTube channel at Hollywood Hog Pod. You could also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Hollywood Hog Pod. And fucking next week, we got Avatar 2.
Nope.
Or as Arnold said at the Oscars, Abada, Abada. This is Abada.
Nope.
Avatar, The Way of the Water. Aaron's bowing out of this one, but I'm going to force Josh to watch it in 3D. So see you next week, guys.
Good luck, Josh.